Hi, so here's today's reading, or tonight's reading, whichever way you want to look at it. I'm not doing this for any particular star sign this time. I'm going to make this an all signs reading, because I'm sure we're drawn together somehow cosmically, and there doesn't seem any, I don't get any feeling that I should be doing this for just one star sign in particular. I am using today Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light deck. This is a lot like a deck called the Ascended Masters by Doreen Virtue, which came out years and years ago. I've actually got that one. I still use it quite often because it's rather good. This is a bit more modern, and it's just a slightly different take and some slightly different characters in it as well. For example, Archangel Faith turns up in it, who's a very interesting character actually, who we don't tend to see. Anyway, before I really got to enough shuffling, as I put it, this one fell out, and this is Gaia, Earth Connection. Let me have a look at it. Be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth and stay grounded. Now there is a thing of the moment, isn't it? Because we're all trying to be mindful of the planet. Even those who don't kind of care so much about it and think the environment is a sort of left-wing conspiracy. I don't think it is, by the way. But even people who think that can't help be reminded of it. And in spiritual terms, that is totally at the core of everything, really, because if we're not grounded and we don't enjoy that protection of feeling grounded, then we can't really fly to where the higher chakras and the higher self are trying to take us. That is the whole point of grounding, really. So whatever you're doing in your meditations or anything else, first thing to do is send those roots down deep into the ground. Feel them wrapping several times around the core of the earth and holding you down really tightly. This doesn't restrict you in any way. As long as you've got that grounding, the information is going to flow so much better. It's like electricity. If you only join one wire up, nothing happens. You've got to join the other wire up as well so that the electricity can flow from wherever it's coming from into the ground, and that's any kind of electricity, really. And the same is very true of any kind of spiritual vision, any kind of spiritual practice or benefit or meditation or anything like that. We need to get those roots down into the ground and be aware of that connection, because what we're doing, we're all people of the earth, and this is all about drawing down the highest energy of the heavens into the earth. That's what the soul star chakra, the stargate chakra, you might call it, about a foot above your head, is really all about. It can't kind of work on its own. All the chakras work together, comes right down through your body into the earth star chakra beneath your feet and makes that connection. So although grounding yourself locks you down, it's only locking you down so that the bad influences or the distractions, if you will, of life won't actually get in the way of the spiritual work you're trying to do. You are totally free to fly when you ground yourself and lock yourself down like that. Lock down, there's a thing, there's a word I didn't really want to get into today. Anyway, right, I'm going to do another 3 cards. That just kind of fell out before I was ready, and it made me think that one is a significator for the whole reading. So think of that, friends, and get grounded. Okay, what's the top card now? Horus, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So we've got ancient Egyptian energy here, and when we link to that, we really are linking to something that we don't fully understand. And you're probably quite good at that if you're linking to me on YouTube, because I don't think many people ever fully understand me. But that's because it's all spiritual kind of cosmic stuff that I talk about. Sometimes I don't know what it means. That's the nature of what's happening cosmically to all of us. We don't always understand it, but this is why psychics, mediums, all kinds of new age practitioners of spirituality are always saying, go with the flow. Now, we have actually got the moon square Uranus today as I'm doing this, so there are going to be temporary interruptions to the flow, probably around the time you're watching this video if it uploads nice and quickly, which I kind of doubt, but hope springs eternal. It might upload nice and quickly. So, just be aware of that possibility of things getting interrupted, but always go with the flow. It's the same flow I was speaking of just a moment ago, from the soul star, the Stargate chakra, right down through all of the 7 chakras within the human body, down into the Earth star chakra beneath us. So your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Well, this is all about drawing to yourselves. If there's more than one of you watching, welcome. I hope there's more than one person watching this video, but hey, awaken one heart, why ever not? That's not my full affirmation, but there we go. That's my thoughts being magnetic and powerful. And I always hope to draw in more viewers, but I really leave that up to the angelic realms and the spiritual realms of things, because as long as I'm reaching someone, and as long as this information is going somewhere, then I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing, and it's keeping me in tune with myself and my actual goals as well, because that's what I really need to be about. As a spiritual medium, I work in the churches, often with my friend Sammy, who many of you might know. And as we go around the churches, sometimes, if we're really lucky, we might kind of get 40, 50 people in a church, but usually it's somewhere around the 20 mark, maybe 30 people. And these videos are reaching maybe 40, 50 people every single time. And so although I would like to have a YouTube channel with like tens of thousands of views a week and everything, it's never really worked out like that, and I've learned to accept it. A very good friend of mine was saying to me around kind of Christmas time, as a New Year wish actually, that she kind of hopes and prays that I get many more views on my videos. And it's not really the number of views that counts, although I want to say at this point, I appreciate and send love out to each and every one of you who is watching this, because I really appreciate you supporting the channel. And I'm rather sorry I don't get more videos up, but they take so long to upload. That interrupts my flow of events, and I have the rest of my life to live in a spiritual way, in a spiritual sense, because this is the work I'm always doing. And if, by the way, you would like a reading or a birth chart or mediumship, whatever, there has to be a small charge, I'm afraid, because it's how I earn my living. But do drop me a line and I'll be more than happy to oblige with something like that. Anyway, there you are. You see, I'm kind of using this video in a way to advertise myself, which is slightly naughty, and I'll move on from that right now. But magnetic thoughts, it's actually being in touch with what's going on in my own mind as much as anything. And that might sound selfish, but it isn't about selfishness, because it isn't really about me personally, and having, personal success in my own life. It's actually about reaching out and doing the spiritual work that I am actually meant to do in this life. And we all actually have a mission. That sounds like I'm kind of bigging myself up, but I'm not. I'm bigging everybody up, because everybody actually has that mission of one way, of one thing or another, that they're meant to be bringing into this world. And the more we actually give to ourselves and our own thoughts in meditation, and actually as we're speaking our truth out, the more of that mission gets accomplished. So it's no bad thing. It's not about selfishness at all. The other thing it says, miraculous changes are occurring. Now, isn't that the truth, friends? We look around the world and it seems like terrible things are happening all the time, but good things are also happening all the time. They just don't make it onto the news. And the reason for this is the news that we're used to seeing on TV and, dare I say it, seeing on YouTube as well. That whole format works best for bad news, and people tend to expect the news to be bad. And there was a news channel a few years ago, I can't remember what it was called now, but basically, oh yes, Noteworthy News, that's what it was called. And it didn't have much success at all, because everything on it was something positive and something quite powerful. And I used to enjoy watching those, but it seemed to die a death, because it was trying to use the traditional news format with a kind of picture up here of something good happening. And we expect to see a picture up here behind the newscaster of something terrible, something to feel upset about. And that whole format has evolved that way. So look out for good news, friends, because miraculous changes are occurring. They're always occurring. It's all part of the journey into light, and really the journey into true life as well, because that's what we're trying to get in touch with. Dropped a card there, but I'm not going. I've just got the feeling not to go with that one. Let's turn over the top one. I get told what to do, so I do it because they are so much more powerful than me. Kuan Yin, care and compassion. And that's something we need to use as we exercise our truth. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Now, there are lotus flowers all over this card, so that's the other side of actually exactly the same message. We have to nourish ourselves as well, and we have to have care and compassion for ourselves too. If you're kind of too busy to brush your teeth one day or something, that's going to lead to pain. Maybe that's a bad example, I don't know, but looking after ourselves is important. We get nowhere unless we actually look after ourselves. And that leads us to be able to bring the truth and to give the care and give the compassion to the other people in our world and the people who are drawn to us. And the more you go on the spiritual mission, my friends, the more you travel that journey, the more people you will draw to you. I'm absolutely certain. Lotus flowers everywhere here. So have that care, have that compassion for yourself, and choose to be love. It also says do what is right for everyone involved. But when you choose to be love, that automatically happens. And it sounds a big thing, how can kind of me or anybody in our little world somehow choose to be such a big thing as love? Well, it is possible. We've just got to invite it into our hearts and believe it, visualize it and believe it. And the love really takes off and it helps everyone involved. It also says offer a helping hand. Now that's a much simpler way of looking at it, is it not, my friends? But offer that helping hand because that is all a part of choosing to be love. Get that crown chakra open. Think about the lotus flowers in this card and really, be aware of inviting the truth in. Okay. Let us shuffle a bit more and see what we get. Oh, they're falling all right. I'm going to read this one that fell out. Okay. Karma releasing Saint Germain. Now, Saint Germain is an amazing character, actually. The master eternally and spiritually of the ninth ray, the violet ray, which is what we're working with when we're healing, whatever kind of healing that is, actually. I spoke to a lady this weekend who's done Reiki 1, the first degree of Reiki, and you can go on to be a Reiki master once you've done that. But the other thing about Reiki 1, the first degree, is that it initiates you so you can be attuned and work with just about any kind of spiritual healing. Whatever names we give to a path of healing, it's just names we give it. It's all the same thing. It's all the same energy. And the Count of Saint Germain here is in charge of it. He's not a Christian saint. He's the Count of Saint Germain in France, a big area in France. He reincarnated twice in that capacity, and he's reincarnated other times as well. As recently as the 1970s, and maybe he's around again now, actually. It says move beyond, excuse me, it says move beyond drama. I'm going to ask him to heal my throat, actually. Move beyond drama, create your own path and make room for good energy. And that has been a real theme and a theory of this whole reading, because I don't have a theory when I start them, but whoever's spiritually guiding me has a theory, I've no doubt, and I've no doubt that is very good guidance, so I always try and go along with it. Anyway, friends, one of my long-term viewers and supporters is, she has a YouTube channel, Monad8880, I think. Yeah, 3 8s and a 0. I would suggest going and having a look at that channel. That's Monad8880. I will try and put a link to it. She's an amazing healer in the south of Ireland. It's a small village in the south of the Irish Republic, I believe. Hope I've got that right. And it's really quite an inspiration, so do go and take a look at that. Also, keep it real, keep it twig, brother. If you want a reading for yourself privately, nothing selfish about that, give me a shout. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon. Peace.